are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. People will see that we've got 3 screens going here in Facebook Live today. That's because Sarah is going to show us some things on her overhead. So while we're still saying hello, we'll keep that shot in view, and then we'll do a bit of technology. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So you've had a good day?
I have, thank you very much. You?
Yeah, busy filming. It was complete and utter rubbish, and I'm hoping that John will make a good job of the editing.
That's often the way, isn't it? It's like post-production.
Yes. Who does your editing for you?
Me.
Oh my goodness.
I do pretty much all of it at the moment, which is why I look like I do, pained and slightly drawn.
Yes, yeah, I know that. I'm going to say I know that feeling well. I actually don't, because the filming part is, if I suddenly start coughing, I know that John's going to edit that bit out. I know it's not down to me, so I don't mind so much. But yeah, so have you been busy doing anything really interesting?
I have. I am currently working. I had a sale on Friday,
right,
which we are madly cutting and packing and stacking fabric. But I do a hamper, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about.
Oh, lovely.
In a bit. But I've been working on the next hamper project that goes out the 3rd Monday of March. I think it's the 3rd Monday. It goes out regularly anyway. Yeah, okay. So I send them out on a Monday. So yes, I've got the fabric here, but I can't show you anything about the hampers because they're a surprise.
Oh, I see. Do you not
know what's in your hamper until the red spotty bag arrives on your doorstep.
So do you not do a secret sort of reveal of the fabric beforehand, or do you just wait until it's delivered?
Yeah, what we do, it does get a little bit mental, because there's a group that goes with it, Sarah Payne's Quilt Hamper group. So people join the group, and I give them 3 clues to the contents of the hamper, but I try and keep them as broad as possible, and then just sit back and I watch them trying to guess.
Yeah.
So it's huge fun. And then what happens is we send them out on the Monday, and then we have a live reveal on the Saturday,
right,
where everybody opens the hamper together, and then I do the demonstration. So because we do them quarterly, I keep them, they're always under a metre square, so they're manageable.
Yeah.
But I can see a few names popping up here. Oh, there you go. 3rd Monday. Cindy's telling me the day I'm dispatching them. She knows.
It's funny because I rely on my lovely ladies to tell me what I'm doing as well.
Yeah, so we do. I do them. I've been doing them for 2.5 years now.
Wow.
Every quarter, and a lot of the ladies have been sort of and gents actually. We do have some gentlemen in there too.
Yes.
Who join us month in, month out. So it's kind of it's nerve-wracking for me, because obviously I know what's in it, and I've been making and writing and photographing the pattern, and the pattern goes off to the printer, and then all the bits come, because it's not just about the quilt that's in the hamper.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it as well.
Yeah.
So it's very much sort of sit there and go, are they going to like it? What happens if they don't like it?
They would always love it, Sarah, as you know.
I did one where it was a couple of Christmases ago that had 22 different elements in it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not doing that again. I did not enjoy that at all.
So when you started doing the hampers, now I know you can't see me, but the people on just about sitting at the top there. But when you started it, so how many hampers did you have when you first started it?
I made 100 hampers.
Wow.
The very first. So that was summer 2019. And they sold out very quickly. But again, it was a secret what was in it.
Yes.
But there's always... so what I'm doing now is I do 250 to 300 a quarter.
Wow. That's amazing.
it's a subscription thing, so
Yeah.
you can subscribe or you can pay for it in one go, which a lot of people do. But it's not just about the quilt in it. It's also, I've had the opportunity to design rulers now. So because in each hamper, they come in a red slotty bag.
Yeah.
And they're always designed with a pattern. Let me just grab one of the patterns here. Actually, I've got a quilt. This is the Christmas one. Now this is well, it's not Christmas, it's winter.
Right.
So I sort of brand them, and this is available in the shops. I still have a few left.
Oh,
All right,
really?
so
That's
the
good.
winter hamper.
Where can we find this, Sarah?
So if you go into www.sarahpayne.co.uk,
Yeah.
that's my website, and in there's a shop. So if you click on shop, you'll see all these little, thank you, Lisa. She said the last William Morris one was the best so far.
Oh, really? And this is... Go on. Sorry.
I've done a little section there that will be available for the next couple of days, which has your ident on the front.
Yes.
So, and I've popped stuff in there for you.
So is that the Sarah Payne's Quilt Hamper Winter 2021?
Yes, it is. That's this one.
Okay, right. Sorry,
Okay.
I will put that in the comments so people can see it. Sorry, you carry on and tell everybody about it.
Yes. So basically, I design all of my quilt hampers to be perfect for beginners.
Yeah.
All right. So every single quilt, if you do all of them, you're learning skills as you go along. But what I do is we build on skills,
Yeah.
So I'll pick a particular skill, maybe working with curves, maybe it's a PK, something like that.
Yeah.
So this one, hang on, I'll just grab the pattern for it. Because I do them now. I used to print the patterns myself.
Yeah.
But
time
if we can
consuming,
move
isn't
to
it?
my hand, I can show you the pattern.
We can see a little bit on the other. Oh, there we are. Oh, Sarah, you're so clever.
Yeah, so I don't know. Can you see that?
I'm going to spotlight it for everybody. So,
Here you go.
Oh, hold on.
So this
that's it.
is the instructions
Right.
for this particular quilt.
Yes.
So what you get in my hampers, is you will get all of the fabric for the front.
Wow.
And the back.
Yeah.
And the binding.
Yeah.
And the wadding. And then there's always an extra gift as well, which in the back of this one, or an extra project. Oh, sometimes they're separate sheets, which they were for this one.
Right.
Can't think what the extra project was, but it uses up the scraps.
Right. Brilliant.
You'll get a tool as well. So with this one, you've got a 4.5 inch wide square.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were using here. And you get something to drink and something to eat.
Oh.
So because we all settle together.
Right.
On the Saturday night. It's usually the Friday or the Saturday, so some people won't have received it by then.
Yeah.
But I also include the postage, so when we send it out, you don't pay extra for your postage. But I do literally, I take you through step by step. I talk about how to use your rulers. I talk about how to put it in your machine. I talk about how to press it. And this is why I get somebody else to print it, because it's costing me a fortune in ink.
Yeah.
Because I'm very keen on having everything work for complete beginners.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. Let me just spotlight it again so we can see it again. That's really amazing. And you're showing what sort of feet to use, and it's very comprehensive, Sarah.
It is indeed, and I'm thrilled with it. So I do one of these every quarter.
Yeah.
And usually there's a couple left. I think I've got about 20 of this one left over. This is another one that I did. This is the autumn one, so this is the one before. And actually I designed a ruler for this one.
Oh, fantastic.
Which you get here. This is the ruler, so I'll put it on. Need to put it on a piece of white paper so you can see it.
Yeah.
But it's a tessellation ruler.
Right.
For the tessellation quilt.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it in your shop. Is it in your shop?
Is it in my shop?
Yeah.
This pattern is. Yeah. Sorry. This hamper is.
Is it?
So I'm just going to reach over because I think. Oh, I've got spares of the summer, the autumn, and the winter.
Okay, I'll find it.
This when it's put together.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I've got it. I've got it.
It is so easy.
Is it? So
It is so easy, yes. So again, I focus on making life as easy as possible for you.
Yeah.
Or as the sewer.
Yes.
So you can see in this one, very detailed step-by-steps.
There's a lot of pictures and information there, Sarah. It's brilliant.
Yes, there's usually about 12 pages, sometimes a bit more, but I take lots of photos, lots of detail. So this one, we're talking about the walking foot.
Yes.
And this is a walking foot, not a running foot.
Good point.
And then, you know, how to do your binding, how to calculate your binding, how to trim. You know, it's all very...
it's thorough.
All very in-depth.
Very thorough indeed. It's beautiful. And these kits, tell me if I'm wrong, but is everything in it? I thought you said that everything was in it?
Yes. So for this one, I have put up as well for you today these fabrics separately, just in case people wanted the William Morris on its own for something else. But when you get your hamper, you will have... So for this one, you've got a fat quarter bundle of the purple, and a fat quarter bundle of the grey, and the wadding, and the black, which on here I've put a black squiggle with that fabric in there. Also, these are actually on my website as well. The backings.
That's beautiful.
This one's got the grey squiggle on it. Yeah. So you can see I've played with my free motion. Yeah. And the rulers and the patterns. So this one here is one that I actually use my own fabric in.
It's beautiful. So, really beautiful.
Anybody who saw me on the craft store the other day, I demoed doing a bit of a plique, and I had this quilt behind me.
It's so
this
pretty.
Was the one. I haven't got it here now because I don't quite know when I unpacked my car where I put everything on Thursday. But
that's fair enough.
So, but I designed a ruler for this.
Oh, fantastic!
As well.
Does that come in the kit?
Sorry.
Does that come in the kit?
Yes.
Wow.
So as I said, you get everything, and if I just grab one of the hampers, this was actually
It looks like the perfect ruler there as well. Really does.
So this is the tessellation kit open.
Okay.
I just went and opened one of the bags. So you get it in a red spotted bag.
Yes. That must be your trademark now then.
It is. So people, now I can't send them out in anything else.
Yeah, of course not.
So you can see they got 2 fat quarter bundles with this one. Then in here, this time it was a tea bag.
Right.
And packet of love hearts.
Oh, lovely.
Because we all get together. We all get together and have a nice little, you know, when we're opening them. But it's usually a gift as well. This is a little badge that I had made that says sewing is my superpower, but it's magnetic.
Oh, great idea.
So I had those made with my little logo on it. So, drop it on the floor.
Yeah,
I don't know how many of those. So you might, the last few hampers might not have the badge in it, I'm afraid, because I had to order 200 at a time.
It's difficult to know how many to get, isn't it?
Then here is the printed pattern.
Fantastic.
And then here's the extra project. So in this case, it was making a little drawstring bag.
Right.
Using the ribbon. That you get around your thing. So there's an extra printout in there on how to make that.
Fantastic.
And you can see there's the ruler.
So quick question. Do you ever actually sleep? Because it seems to me that's going to take you such a long time to do. That's amazing. That's very, very comprehensive, and everything in it. It's actually, for me, it would be all about the love hearts.
Actually, the guy who runs this building keeps coming in surreptitiously and nicking my bags of love hearts. So
my favourite. If anybody ever wants to
He
get
knocks on the door and it's like, as soon as I turn my back, that's it. He's in the warehouse stealing my love hearts.
Yeah, I don't
But you
blame
see,
him.
what I do is I do these once a quarter.
Right.
I couldn't keep up if I was doing them once a month.
No, I can
But
see that.
after I did the first couple, people absolutely loved it because this whole thing is £65 posted.
It's a
so
fantastic kit.
We usually go second class.
Yeah.
But if I can keep it under the 2 kilos, we go first class. You know, because the difference in postage, obviously, of £2 when you're sending out 300 of them is enormous. But a big part of it, as well, is the community that we've built up.
Yeah.
In the group, you have to have had a hamper. You have to have ordered a hamper before you can join the group. And I do check. So I get about 20 requests a day, and I have to go through and check. And I go, I know none of these are bought because they're not on my list.
Don't
so
you
they're not
sneak
coming in.
Don't you sneak in? We're watching you.
That's it. Trying to sneak in. So this is actually a return. So I should cover that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had this lady. She didn't receive her first one. So I sent her another one, and then the first one turned up the following day.
Oh no!
So I said, just put return to sender on the outside.
Yes, and then she wouldn't have to pay the postage then.
So what happened then? Well, people were saying to me, "Well, I love it, but I'd like to subscribe."
Yes.
So what we can do now is we have 3 options.
Yeah.
And they should be up on the page. Well, actually, no, we have. I think I've moved all 3 options over there. If not, if you search for hamper,
we've got in my own private little section on your website. We have a 2022 quilt hamper annual subscription.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that allows you to sign up and pay monthly.
Right.
And every quarter you will receive a hamper. Now, obviously, we've missed the first month because we were in February.
Yep.
But what we do is if people sign up now, we will actually just manually bill them for the $21.50 from last month.
I get it. And then the next month it will go out automatically.
Yes.
And so is it, so is the date that the next payment would go out, is that when they signed up or when you got it programmed?
I tell you, in January I started with a new company. I started a new website, started a new company, and it should, in theory, because we're only just in the 2nd month of it, but all go out on the 1st.
Oh, right. So the hampers go out on the 1st. So is that when the next payment would be taken out, Sarah?
Yeah, the payment goes out on the 1st. The hamper itself, so the payment would come out every month on the 1st.
Right.
But the hamper will go out every 3 months.
Right, of course.
Either the 3rd or the 4th Monday of the month.
Yeah,
I think it might be the 4th Monday. So it's kind of at the end of the month. That means we can make sure that everybody's paid before I send the hamper out, because unscrupulous people could just pay the 2 months and then cancel it, and I've still sent them.
Yeah.
Nobody's done that, but we've changed it now.
But you've got to look after yourself. You must do that.
Yes.
And then you've got a pay in full. So $220, pay in full. So that's one payment. So they can just pay that like today, and then they're set up for a year.
Yeah, so they'll get one in the Christmas one. I tend to send out at the end of November rather than in December.
Yeah.
So you've not got too much backing up just before Christmas.
Yes.
Because the last one we did make it a little bit. This one was the Christmas one. Sorry, that one that we were just.
Oh yes, it's beautiful. Yeah.
That was the Christmas one. So I did, I sent that out. It ended up going out in December because we had a supply issue with the backing.
Right.
And actually my supplier, they're beautiful men. They really are.
Aww.
Because it's up in the northeast and it got stuck coming in the country. And the day it arrived, they unpacked it, cut it, the bolts, put it in their car and drove down the next morning. They left at 5 a.m. and drove down from Newcastle to Peterborough to deliver it for me because they knew I was desperate for it.
That's amazing.
And it was they're just lovely. They're just lovely.
You wouldn't expect that, would you?
Some people pay for the whole year and then they don't have to think about it.
Yeah, that'd be me.
The other option is a one-off payment.
Right.
So you can make a payment now of £65.
Right.
And then that's the hamper, and you'll get the first hamper. After that, if you want it again, you'd have to buy another one, you know, in April or whatever.
Is that done as a subscription, or do you sort of do that like every quarter? You go in and you buy it and do it that way? Yeah.
So that's the cheapest option is the pay up front.
Yeah.
Because I think the subscription, I've not got my calendar in front of me, but the subscription is, hang on, let me just, I've got a computer here that comes with its own calculator.
Oh,
so
hello.
it's £21.50 times 12 equals, yes, 258 if you subscribe. If you pay in full, it's 220.
Oh gosh, that's good value for money.
So it's a very good value. And then I think that's right. That might 65 times 4.
Don't ask me. I'm number blind.
172,000. No, that's definitely not right. Let's clear that.
I can't afford it. I'm out.
Yeah. So if you buy them individually, each during each quarter, it's 260.
Oh, okay.
So, but it means if you want to just give it a try.
Yes.
The thing is, as well, when you subscribe, you can cancel at any time. So if you subscribe now, and when it arrived in March, you went, or usually, what we've had happen a couple of times is by the time we've got to the third one in the year, somebody's gone, actually, I haven't done the first one yet. You know, so they're backing up. Yeah. So if that's you, if once you've received the one that you want, you can just cancel your subscription yourself, because before we couldn't. It was so complicated. But now with our new website and our new sections,
that's good,
on there, and our subscriptions, people can cancel it if they want to, whenever they want to. Yeah. And if you cancel before the end of the cycle, we just refund you the money you've paid.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, that's good.
And if you it got a bit complicated previously, but I'm hoping we've smoothed that out now.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you start off knowing what you want to achieve, and then doing the best you can to achieve it. But then, of course, all the little incidental things crop up, like things like cancellation or amendments or refunds or whatever it is. Then you have to adapt as you go along, and I'm still learning. I know, same as you, I've had the website about 3 or 4 years now, and I'm still learning how to do things and make things better for everybody at home, because that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about smoothing out that experience so that, you know, people have as much fun as possible with as little trauma as possible, and that the trauma all happens this end of the process. When suddenly, because the thing is, it's a lot of pressure as well, and I don't want you to just feel sorry for me, because I love it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't, but it's a lot of pressure every quarter. Coming up with something, designing something, costing it, so that every single month the costs, because sometimes that's 1 month they might be higher, or 1 quarter they might be higher, the next one they're not very often lower, but trying to work everything out so that I have a very tight budget. Because, you know, with 300 hampers, the difference, an extra pound on one thing, it turns into £300.
Of course.
You know, so you kind of, that budget, it's like, well, if I'm putting more of that fabric in, I'm going to have to cut back perhaps on the tea bag. You know, we'll have a cheaper tea bag. and then because people can't see it, I think that builds a certain sense of excitement. And I love because what happens in the group is, as soon as they start arriving, and sometimes they actually arrive on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, and then people are sharing the pictures of the spotty bags, but they know not to open it, and if they do, they're not to show what's in there. So there's always, it's like, I don't know if she's watching, but Bryony,
she's terrible.
She's always in there going, I've looked and I love it.
As long as they don't, like you say, share it out to everybody else. The trouble is, everybody's so blooming excited, and we are as well. You know.
Oh, I'm sitting at home going, right, when are they going to arrive? When are they going to arrive? Because it's become the hampers have become a huge part of my life.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're doing it all the time. But for me, my passion for quilting and my passion for what I'm doing is about teaching beginners.
Yes.
Because I know how I felt when I made my first quilt.
Yes.
And I know how my quilty goddess is a lady called Eleanor Burns.
Oh,
who,
I know that name.
Is big in America.
Yeah.
And my mum used to record her shows. She had Sky in Ireland. She was on, and she used to record her shows on video and then post boxes of videos over for me to watch.
Oh,
and I would just absorb them. And I loved her beyond words. And then one day I was in the green room with a lady called Pam who does AccuQuilt.
Oh, yes, I know.
And she said, oh, Eleanor, because I told her about that. She said, oh, Eleanor does stuff for us. She's lovely. And I went, oh, okay. Oh, that's lovely. And then the next thing I know, I get a message with a video attached, and it's Eleanor Burns.
Oh, my gosh.
And she's going, hi, Sarah. I understand we've been friends for years. And I just properly burst into tears. That was it. I was gone. And then a few years ago, I got to go to America to the American Quilt Festival for work. Yeah. And Eleanor was there, and we met and we swapped books. And I signed my book for her. And in fact, even now, it just makes me go,
yes, yes.
But you see, I just want to foster in somebody else that feeling that I had when I made my first quilt.
Yes.
And actually, I still get now when I make a quilt and I finish it and I go,
hello, aren't I brilliant?
Yeah, I'm so clever. But for me, it's about fostering beginners. It's about teaching you good skills, good basis for you to then continue your journey however you want to. Yeah. And that's why my book is written like it is, with, it tells you how, it's not just why you do something, it's how you do something. So if you want to resize,
how do you do it?
That's what you can do, all of that. So that became really important to me. And I've been able to keep up with this. So, and I'll sometimes write things on the front saying, this is a great pattern to get to grips with applique. Yes. The idea behind the hampers is not just a big bag of fabulous fabric gorgeousness. It's also about education and skills building. Yeah. So skills this month are working with shape templates and applique. So I think about it it's not just a repetition. It's like, what skills have we covered? What haven't we covered for a long time? Like the first quilt hamper I did was Y-shaped seams. Oh, okay. With large hexagons. And people said, we can't teach beginners Y-shaped seams. And I said, why the heck not?
Call it something else, and then it's not so frightening.
Yeah, well, they didn't know that they weren't supposed to do it.
Yes, exactly.
When they'd done it and they were showing their friends were going, your first quilt was Y-shaped seams. Yeah, but it's about explaining it. It's about how you teach it.
Of course.
Because I firmly believe that with patience and practice, you can do anything, and we can teach you anything, as long as we break it down properly.
Bite-sized chunks.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why my booklets are like they are. They're lots and lots of pictures and step by steps, because I want you to be able to sit down and make this without any help. Yes. But also as a hamperee, which is what we call ourselves, you get help and support in the group, because I do go lives in those special groups.
Oh, that's nice. So you do you do like a special live for them? What, once a week, or once a fortnight, or something like that?
What we do is with the hamper, when it goes out in the morning, we do the big reveal at the weekend, and I demonstrate there. Right. And I do the basic, whatever the ruler is,
bits,
yes, the introduction, just so that people can see. And then usually it's probably for a couple of weeks, people have questions. Yeah. So, and then I'll come back in and I'll demonstrate, perhaps binding, or I might share a little video in there. So that, but people can stay in the group. Yes. So they, if you haven't made the quilt from last Christmas, you can still go back and watch the video.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good, because because people will watch and they'll get it, and they'll practice it then or the next day. But if you're anything like me, in a fortnight's time, you can't remember your own name, never mind what you were seeing. So it's good to have that to look back on, isn't it? To sort of pick up and sort of watch again and learn again. And you,
yes,
I mean,
it's
you were
very useful.
You were talking about, the first hamper was a Y-shaped seam. Well, there's no reason why now, even 2 or 3 years later, you do that again, because it's another refresher. And of course, you'll have new people, won't you? So it's a good thing to sort of, as a reminder. And it's like I've said to you many times, that sometimes it doesn't matter if you repeat stuff. People like to see it again, because you may do it slightly differently. Or if your confidence levels as a demonstrator have gone up a bit and you feel more confident in what you're doing and what you're showing and what you're telling, you may give out more information that you did the first time around. So,
yes.
It all builds up on the story, doesn't it?
It does. And the thing is, for me as well, it's going back into the group.
Yeah.
And seeing the pictures of people making the quilts.
Oh, are you so proud?
And what I do with the lives as well is I always buy extra fabric, because there will be a couple of people who say, well, actually, I want to make it 4 times so I can make a double bed.
Oh my gosh.
Or I want to add borders to it.
Yeah.
Or, I want more of the extra wide.
Yeah.
Which is why you'll find in my shop extras of all of the bits. So the backings, the squiggles, the grey squiggles, the black squiggles. Those extra wides, they're always in there.
Oh, I've got it. Yeah.
Yes, and the extra fat quarters. So you can get a set of the William Morris fat quarters.
Yeah.
If you've had the hamper, but also if you haven't. If you just want the William Morris.
Yeah, I've put that in. I put that as a link in the comments, Sarah. So if anybody's interested, they can just scroll back over the comments and you'll be able to see the link for those things, as well as the links for the subscription. So if it's something that you kind of, I don't know, I think a lot of people will sit on the fence. It's human nature, because we're on our own, and yet we're being told this is a great thing to do. But if you had a pal with you, you'd probably go in that room together, wouldn't you? But so it's very hard, and you have to be very brave to take that step into that. And I get that with the Gold Group. But the link is there. So if it's something that you think, I'm going to try it just the once and just see how I get on. And I get it about the lady who'd had the 3rd hamper said, hold on, I haven't made the first one yet. Totally get that. And I think a lot of people can put their hands up to that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it's okay just to do the one, isn't it? You just said that.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I do the sorry, I'm just grabbing a little Diet Coke to keep, just in case you wonder what that noise is.
I thought it was champagne.
Yeah, that's why I've done it as a standalone as well. So you can pay for it now, but it will go out with all of them.
Yeah.
And actually, the clues for the next one are bold, bright, and bargello.
Oh, hold on a minute. Let's just repeat that. So the clues for the next one are bold, bright, and bargello. Oh, we like a bit of bargello. If you don't know what that is, ladies, look it up. We don't know if it's exactly that. That's just a clue. Okay.
Yeah, and the one for the clues, hang on, I'm just trying to think if I've written, because I think the clues for this one were this one here, which is my fabric.
Oh, hold on, let me get you on the old gallery.
So this one is made with my last range of fabrics, which is these ones. You've got both fat quarter bundles with this particular kit.
Ah, right.
So this is called Birds of Paradise.
Yeah.
And these are mine. I'm going to show you the drawings, actually, that I worked from at the moment.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
But this one, it was red.
Yeah.
Curves and a plique, I think. So that was the clue. So it doesn't give you, you can't go, I know exactly what it's going to be.
Of course not. But now you see the quilt, Sarah, it's so easy to know whether the clues fit.
Yes. And sometimes I do quilts, like this was the spring one. There might be a couple of these left as well, but this was the spring one.
Yeah. Oh, that's
this
lovely.
was using traditional templates and doing a kind of a sort of medallion quilt.
Yeah.
So it was about, we did half square triangles. We did a twisted block in a square and a square.
Yeah.
Half square triangles, flying geese, and log cabins.
Beautiful.
So it was. And because you were doing them multiple times,
yeah.
and also I think half the people got it with the white. No, that's wrong. I'm just trying to think how I did this. I supplied the black and the white, so you could choose to put the white on the front, with the black on the back, or the black on the front with the white on the back. So, and again, it's all very detailed, step-by-step pictures, because I don't have to pay for the ink.
That's right. Well, you kind of do.
But I just have to pay the printer.
Yeah, but beautiful.
I go into a lot of detail about everything, and then how to layer it, how to quilt it. So, you don't know. Oh, and that one on the back, that extra project, I gave you a set of snaps. So we made like a little case.
Oh, fabulous. It's really lovely to do those little projects sometimes, isn't it? It
is, yes. And it's also, we're all trying to make the most of our fabrics.
Yeah.
And what I do is after a sort of suitable time, I put these patterns up on my website for purchase. I don't discount my pattern. I don't do them cheaper because they were done in the past.
No.
And if you wait till after the hamper's gone out, you don't get it cheaper.
No.
Because I think that feels kind of rude to those people who've
just paid out. That's right.
But I have put some downloadable patterns up on my website, just a couple, but these are physical, and I haven't put them up yet because my website is still quite new.
Yeah, but that's fine, because that's something for everybody to look forward to, Sarah.
Yes, indeed.
Great idea. Yeah, fantastic idea.
So these were going swimmingly. I've got here, as I said, this is my fabric range.
Yeah.
And one of the downloadable patterns. I love a quilt. Look at this.
Hold on,
I made this for Myrtle.
Let me get you in view here. Whoa, that's lovely. Let's get you so you're big, so everybody can see. There we go. Look at that.
So I made this for Myrtle, and Myrtle is my camper van.
Yeah.
She's a 1981 T25 that is in need of some TLC and is currently undergoing the TLC.
Oh.
And when she's no longer leaking, I'm coming to see you, Lizzy, and we're going to craft in her, aren't we?
We absolutely are.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's gorgeous. Those fabrics that you've got there, Sarah, are absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. Yes, they're all mine. Now, this is actually available on my website as a download, as a digital download pattern.
Yeah.
And I called it Bears and Birds, because obviously I've used Birds of Paradise, and it's a bear paw.
Makes
but you
total
can
sense.
use other fabrics are available. But these are my fabrics here, and I have these on the website.
Oh, let me just...
but I've also brought in today some of the drawings.
Right.
Because I thought you might be interested to hear about sort of how fabric design actually works.
Well, yeah, I mean, definitely. Let's get those fabrics there on view. We can see those beautifully. So actually, those are definitely on the website, because I've seen those.
Yes.
And if anybody wants to know where they are, just pop on to... Sarah's so is it, oh gosh, let me have a look.
sarahpayne.co.uk.
Thank you. I was just going to click it to find it. And there is
so I grouped a load of stuff into the Lizzy section, Lizzy Facebook section, just so it makes it easier to for people to find
it,
the stuff that we're talking about today.
Well,
if I do talk about anything else, I'll add that in there too.
Yeah.
But obviously you can explore the whole shop if you like.
Yeah. Well, I've put the link to the actual Lizzy Facebook Live section.
So I think I saw someone say that this is in Hobbycraft.
Oh,
which
really?
It is.
Okay.
It is. But Hobbycraft, it's 4 fat quarters. Because this is 5.
Oh, good value. Good value.
So these are the fat quarters, and they are printed in South Korea, which is just beautiful quality. It means that we can get real detail.
Yeah.
On when I show you the paintings that I send in for these, you'll get a bit of an idea about what I'm talking about.
Oh, we need to see those then.
But I mean, I love bright colours, I love bold colours, and so far this is my 4th range, and they've all had no, this is my 3rd range.
Feels like your
range. I'm working on my 4th range at the moment. That's where, and I'm working on my 5th range as well. It's just my head is just. But so far they've all had birds in.
Well, but that's your favourite thing, isn't it?
I just love. I'm a member of the RSPB. You know, I feed birds in my garden. I love it. But these were actually designed. The first 2 were designed after trips to Nepal and India. So with the excitement out there.
Yeah.
But this time I was supposed to go to India, and then obviously I didn't because stuff happened.
Yeah.
So I was in the house watching Death in Paradise quite a lot. So,
as you do.
So that's where this came from, especially this particular fabric.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Paradise.
Paintings of Bird in Paradise. And then I did a mythical one. But no, what I thought I would do, because I don't know whether you're interested.
We are very interested.
I brought in my sketchbook. Because basically what happens is I work with an amazing graphic designer at Craft Cotton Company called Bicky.
Yeah.
And I send her, like, usually in PowerPoint, mood boards. So I'm talking about colours, I've got words, I've got, you know, emotions, just the story that's in my head about these. And then I send her pictures of my paintings.
Yes.
And that's so she takes those thoughts, she takes those colours, because we can't do it in person. What we did do before was I'd go up there with paint chips from B&Q and stuff like that, you know. We can't do that anymore because you know, you're not supposed to go and visit people without good reason.
Yeah.
So I send her my paintings. So this is one of the ones, this is an original for the bird that didn't make it. The other bird is no longer in here, but that was one of my, this was one of the early designs for the bird.
Oh, lovely.
But the bird actually changed. So if I grab one of the fabrics with the bird in it, you can see what it became. Because for that, it didn't have enough movement for me.
Right.
It was very static.
Yeah.
So it actually turned into this.
Oh, it's lovely, beautiful with the wings.
That's what I painted.
Yeah.
Then we've got.
So did you do art at school, or is this just something that you learned?
I did art A level and I got an E.
Oh, did you? Naughty Sarah.
So yes, they didn't like my work at all.
They didn't rate you.
They said it was boring and derivative.
Oh, isn't it
so
terrible?
I didn't paint for many years.
It's horrible how one or two persons' opinion can change your entire life, or not, as the case may be.
Because I was when they said to me, "Do you want to do stuff?" and I said, "Well, I'd love to, but I can't paint." And I sent them my paintings, and they went,
"Yes, you can."
This here, this is actually a colour called Pain Grey.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. But I drew all these little leaves and petals, and you can see they turned straight into. They were precisely,
definitely
turned into the fabrics.
Yeah.
And in each bundle, one's called Royal and one's called Navy, but the back fabrics have both come from this one.
Well, that's a real likeness, isn't it? Real likeness.
And I did some colouring in rather than some things are very small.
Yes.
But then some things don't make it at all. That didn't even go in. This is a doodle that I did. I might use it for something. I don't know yet, but I was just having one of those days where I wanted to doodle.
Yeah.
And it might become it might become an embroidery design. I don't know, but
it could be a plique.
So that's going to be a project coming soon. That's going to be a project, but you haven't seen it here.
No, I never saw that.
And then there's some more doodling. Hang on, I've got to find the rest of the.
But it's lovely to have a doodle with your pencil and lovely papers. Is that cartridge paper that you're using?
It is, yes. Yeah.
It's
So
beautiful.
this is actually a sneaky peek from something from my next fabric range. It's coming out in June.
We saw it here first, ladies and gents.
Yes. So now I've got to find the other paintings, which are at the other end. So some of these, if I turn them up the other way around, this is the back. These are applique projects. This is actually the first project in my new book.
Oh, super.
So
and this is applique.
I've kind of drawn it and rubbed it out and redrawn it and rubbed it out again and then go over it in pen.
Yeah.
So that I can then use it as a basis. This hasn't become anything yet. I don't know if it will. I was just having a play.
Oh.
This is also a project that I've done. This is something that was a class for Rachel.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's lovely.
So, and then we come to some more of these paintings. So these are actually the leaves.
Yep, can see it.
And if I turn it this way,
that is that leaf.
You can see like there's even these little bits where I've really highlighted.
Yeah.
It's repeated in that fabric.
But I mean, that must make it easier for the fabric printer as well, surely, because they're just lifting your exact design.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of, and then it's like, okay, well, I've done this. So we'll have conversations about scale. We'll have conversations about. I like my fabrics to have a certain depth to them. So you know, even the blank spaces are filled with the dots that we did in the grey. Yeah. And I'm doing that with my next range. There was one fabric that I didn't feel quite worked. So I got back to the designer and I said, you know, yes, you've got everything else spot on, but this one, it's too flat. Can we take elements from fabric 1 and fabric 2 and make them grey and put them in the background? So it's very collaborative.
But that's how it should be.
Yeah, so this is some of the dots.
Oh, yes.
And that's actually, hang on, let's find it. No. Here we go, they're in here.
Oh,
so
yes,
we've got some elements in there.
Yeah, can see it.
And then I went a bit further.
That's
so
lovely.
That then becomes...
Yes. Oh, yeah, perfect.
You see, with this bit about the layering, even the whites are not white. I don't really like plains.
No, I like that idea where you're putting that sort of muted look, like a shadow almost, isn't it, behind it?
So it's bringing in other elements from either this fabric or another one in the groove.
Yeah.
But it's sort of, so we don't end up with blank space.
Yeah, perfect.
And we talk about things like how big do we want the motifs, because, you know, as a quilter, a 5-inch motif is a good size.
Yes, definitely.
So I think then we had another, so I painted that, and we had another conversation about little elements.
Yes, yeah, you always need those.
You'd be able to pick.
Yep, definitely.
And that one's there.
Yeah. It's great, isn't it, how it's all come together. But like you say, this is not one single conversation. This is a lot of conversations over a lot of weeks, surely.
Oh, it is. Yes, it's backwards and forwards. It's like, I'd say to her, I think we need some more red in there.
Yeah.
So I did these little elements. These are sort of almost like an apple tree. I do these all the time. They're like my little doodles.
It's your thing.
Like a cherry blossom.
Yeah.
I don't know where it comes from, but and I think that was it from this folder. The other big bird, the one I did, is actually in a picture frame.
Yeah.
But my new range, so that's one of the sneaky pictures.
Oh, it looks lovely.
I don't know if I should show you this.
Yeah, you
tell
can.
me when I did.
Yeah, you can. We won't tell anybody. Oh, that's nice. Very, very nice. Gorgeous colours.
My next range is based on a journey on my mum's narrowboat that I took in the summer.
Oh, super.
There's no boats in it. No. But it is about what I saw. So it's
what inspired you.
Yes, kingfishers, the dandelions, butterflies.
Bulrushes.
Yeah, bulrushes are in there too.
Good, I like a bulrush.
So very bold. So
but that's you, isn't it?
That's gone off now. So what happens is I send all of that in with my drawings, not all at the same time, but I'll send maybe 3 or 4. She'll come back to me and I'll look at it and go, well, maybe we need some more paintings. I'll just do some more.
Yes.
And then they'll get added. And eventually you end up with a family of 10 fabrics which work together. And then we sort of separate them into 2 groups. So you've got 5 and 5. So, and then they go for strike-offs.
So are you tempted to add a plain or a washed sort of, because I don't, from looking at it, that none of them are what I would call, you know, as a blender.
I don't really like plains. So if I can get away with it, it will be something like this, what's called a textured blender.
Yes.
You know, but I mean, people can pick and add plains to it.
Of course.
But I mean, the reds in here are just beautiful to add red to, and you know, you can pick out all of these colours.
Yeah.
And plain fabrics tend to be cheaper than printed ones as well. So, you know, you can make your fabrics go a little bit further. But yeah, so like my next range, I think the plains have bubbles all over them.
Oh, that's nice.
From the reeds.
So like you say, textured sort of blenders. So they're not totally plain. They've got something going on, but they're not going to interfere with the main event, which is perhaps possibly a kingfisher and possibly some bulrushes and possibly some lilies. We've already got 3.
Possibly a ladybird and some daisies. And,
we like ladybirds.
A lot of the paintings don't all make it in there.
No.
You know, the colours might not be right or the style might not be right or it doesn't quite match the theme. So, and I kind of do a stream of consciousness when I'm doing my paintings.
Yeah.
So I'm currently working on another range that will come out in January.
Right.
So at the moment I'm in the early stages of that one.
And I suppose, you know, let's be brutally honest here. I suppose at this stage we don't know where we're going to see them. So I think possibly a good thing to do is to be a follower on your page, Sarah. So
yes.
at any point in the future, whatever that may look like, at least people will know where they can see the fabrics, where they can see you demonstrating, you know, how to get
yes.
hold of them, things for sale, because, you know, obviously we're very conscious that times are changing. And I think we can't be too complacent. We have to, and I know you'll have all this stuff on your website, so people will, you know, they'll know where to go, as long as, you know, in social media, we can get that out there, that it's available, because that's the most important thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I mean, with this range, I bought 1,000 fat quarter bundles.
That's a lot.
Which is a lot of money and it's a lot of investment. And to be honest, 300 of each of them went into the hampers.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, now I think Craft Cotton Company who do this, they don't have any left. But I do.
Yes.
Hobbycraft do. And the odd place will have some left. But if I wait another 6 months, I'll be the only person with any stock in the country. So,
but you see, I mean, that's the thing. And I often say that to my ladies. I'm just going to put your website onto so I'll start speaking again in a minute, onto the Facebook Live, because somebody's asking for it. But that's the thing. If you make something out of that particular fabric, it tends to be a bit of a short run of it, and oftentimes, you know, when I'll try to make things that are totally and utterly current, but by the time somebody sees it in a year's time, there's no stock left, like you say, because it's been gone, and they don't rerun, do they?
No, most companies, they basically print to order. They have a rough idea, because then they need to clear their warehouse out for the next fabric run. So, you know, a lot of places will do 5,000 meters of each fabric, and then Craft Cotton Company do that then. Because I've also bought this time 2 bolts of each of them as well, so I've got meterage, because I really want some clothes.
Yes, wouldn't that be lovely? And some of that fabric, my goodness me.
But the fun thing is, it's once you know, this was all in my head, and then you get the strike-offs. I'm waiting for the strike-offs of the next range at the moment, which is when they go off to the mill and then they come back printed, so we can check the colours and that we're happy with it. And I'll get a piece probably about 25 centimetres long of each of the 10. Right. And even now, I tend to have a little cry when they come. But I just it's just overwhelming. It's, you know, and then the next stage after that is we put it on TV or whatever, and people buy it.
Yeah.
And then I have another little cry because that's overwhelming too. And then people will send me pictures of what they've made.
Yes.
And I have a cry at that. But they're all happy tears because it's just something that's in your head.
Yes.
You put out into the world. Other people love it, and it becomes theirs.
Yes.
And then you don't know where it's going to end up. In the building that I'm in now, because I have a professional studio in Peterborough, there's a lady who has a unit opposite me. And the other day, she was walking down the corridor and she'd got a mask made of one of my fabrics, which was the elegant peacocks from year before last.
Yeah.
And I said, nice mask. And she went, oh, do you like it? She said, my friend made it for me. And I went, you know what fabric that is? She said, no. I said, it's mine.
Lovely.
Went, no, it's my friend's. And I went, no, I designed it. And she was just, that's really weird. But for me, I was so excited to see what somebody has made.
It's the ultimate compliment, surely, to see something. We're at least expecting it in the most. Well, the place that you work in, it couldn't get any closer than that, but nobody knew. She didn't know that, you didn't know that, and it's just all come together. It's just amazing.
I'm in a building with printing companies and, electricians and accountants, and then I bump into somebody in the corridor. They don't know what I do.
No.
I think they will think I'm a bit odd when I turn up with my flower in my hair and my colourful shoes on a Monday morning. But it's just the best job in the world. And the thing is, it's for me, it's about being able to share it with people. So seeing what people make with my fabric. Every time somebody orders, if I'm doing a show, because that's what we did last week, to introduce me to the channel and the new viewers, they brought my fabrics in.
Yes.
And they sold out within about 15 minutes.
Oh,
and I just thought,
such a compliment.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Because I will never be complacent about what I do, because I appreciate, I live a charmed life. I'm so lucky to be able to do this and to share it with people who love it. Yeah,
I think it's all about sometimes it's about being in the right place at the right time, and also it's how you are as a person. And obviously over the years you've come across as being I'm going to say this, a regular lady, a normal lady who just is totally and utterly passionate about what you do, but want everybody else to have a slice of that passion to be able to create things. And that comes across, Sarah, and that's very endearing, and that's very honest and very open. And that's why you have the following that you do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I don't take compliments very well most of the time, but I will do learn.
You have to learn. I remember years ago learning that I was, I'm talking 30 years ago, somebody said, oh, I like that top you're wearing, or something like that. And I was like, seen better days or whatever. And somebody, I don't know if it's her or somebody else, said to me, you've completely dismissed what that person said to you. She felt good in saying, you look lovely, and you said, no, I don't, and dismissed it. You've got to learn to say thank you.
I say this to my quilters all the time. I say, when you make a quilt, if you give it to somebody, because for me, that's what makes quilting different to everything else. It's quilting. A quilt is something that you wrap yourself up in. Yeah. It's something that keeps you warm. You sleep under. I liken it to, it's a cuddle from me when I can't be there. Yeah. And actually, when my dad passed away, he wanted his quilt with him in his coffin.
Oh my gosh.
When he was cremated. And the undertaker said, do you really want to put this with him? And I said, yes, because that's a bit of me giving him comfort even now. Yes. So I think quilts are really important in that way. Yeah. That's why for time immemorial, they've been given as wedding gifts and all of those sort of
it's to make the recipient
baby gifts.
It's to make the recipient hopefully feel special, because you've created that from this piece of fabric into something really quite magnificent. And that takes a lot of time, a lot of mental ability, a lot of patience, all the tools that you have around you, you've used those as well, and you've created something. It can be just the simplest of squares put together, or something really elaborate like some of your beautiful hampers. So it doesn't matter what it is, it's the fact that you've put all that effort and love into it, and that recipient should you have to poke them in the eye if they don't understand.
Yeah, sometimes they don't. But the thing is, what I say to my ladies or my students is, the first thing you do, and I know they do it because I hear them, when I say that's lovely, they go, oh yeah, but it's a bit wonky here and here and here. And I say, you don't say that to the person you're giving it to, because if you do, what you're saying is, I'm giving you a second-rate present.
Yes.
Which you know and I know that's not what it is. This is a thing of great beauty.
Yes.
But also, your quilts are one of those things that you can't control what happens to them once they've left your house.
That's true.
So it may be heartbreaking that, you find out the dog's sleeping on it. But it's quite possible that the dog is the most treasured person in that house.
And that's a wonderful thing to share, to sort of be part of that. And yeah, it is difficult, because other people would say, oh my goodness me, the dog's on the quilt. But for me, Millie lay on one of my little quilts I made the other week. And she was so cosy, and why wouldn't I let her do that?
I make quilts for my cats so they can lie on them.
Of course.
And actually I also collect vintage and antique quilts. And some of them have been pretty badly treated, but eventually they come to me.
Yes.
And when they're with me, they're loved and they're treasured and they're valued. So they end up in the right hands, even if they have to go through 4 or 5 people to get there.
Totally.
But I think that's, for me, it's the joy of sharing. I'm able to create. I love creating, but I love creating and sharing more. So if I couldn't share it, I don't know how I'd quite cope with that.
No, I'm a bit the way myself, actually. I like to make something and then, like you say, share it out, a pattern or an idea or a bit of inspiration. I'm a bit of a sharer as well. And it brings me back to my mum when she was alive. She used to FaceTime me 2 or 3 times a day, even into her late 80s, showing me things that she'd made. And then sort of show me the picture. What do you think of this? Oh yes, it's lovely. And then a couple of hours later, right, I've done a bit more. Now what do you think? And so we go on and building up that. I suppose you're involved in all of that. And it's wonderful to think that somebody trusts you enough to consult you or to trust you with what you're doing, like you're quilting, you're teaching that skill to people, and they trust you to do that. And that's a huge honour, isn't it?
Oh yes, and I feel that honour all the time. And the other day I went with my friend to go and see a dance troupe called Burn the Floor.
Okay.
Which is a ballroom dancing. It's very sexy. But it's ballroom dancing. But that's where all of the, or most of the ballroom dancers from Strictly start off.
Okay.
And it was an evening with these young dancers and Kevin Clifton, who is from, I used to live in Grimsby, and it turns out he was just down the road, and we went to the same school.
All this time.
Just slightly, about 15, maybe 20 years apart, but So we went to see him, and I paid extra for me and my friend to meet him. And we had about, 10, 15 minutes, we were just chatting. And he said, we were talking about when you meet your heroes.
Right.
Because, and really when we meet people that we admire, what we want them to know is, I believe this, we want them to know how much they mean to us and what difference they've made.
Yes.
And I said, it is often you want to say something and you want to pass that love on.
Yes.
But you end up saying something stupid. So, and he said, because I said, many years ago, probably about 15 or 20 years ago now, I met Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh my goodness, what a lovely man.
Could you
And
speak?
I met him because I'm a sci-fi geek.
I know.
And I went to a convention, and I paid to have my photo taken with him. And when I was growing up, my dad worked away all week, and I adored my dad. And he'd come home at the weekend, and on Friday we'd sit and we would watch. Me and my brother and my dad, we'd watch Star Trek together.
Yeah.
And we had this particular. Dad had a chair, and he'd sit with his legs crossed, and my brother would sit on his lap, and I'd sit under his leg and hold on to his leg like that, and his other leg would be over here, and we'd watch Star Trek. So when I met Leonard Nimoy, I wanted just to say to him, you know, you are linked with so many beautiful memories from my childhood.
Oh my God, yes.
And you're so important to me. Just being here now just takes me back to that sort of innocent time.
Yes.
And instead, I just went, you smell lovely.
Which was everything that you thought you were going to say.
Yeah,
Not.
I know. And he went, thank you, so do you. And then it was over. And I said this to Kevin Clifton. And I said, I just didn't want to come across as being a bit stupid. They said, no, obviously did. And he said he met Robbie Williams.
Oh, for goodness sake.
He's a big fan, and they were waiting to go on Strictly. And somebody said to him, one of the dancers said, you've got to go see Kevin, because he thinks you're amazing. So Robbie Williams walks up to Kevin Clifton and says, oh, yeah, hi. And Kevin kind of goes, oh. And he said, and then Robbie didn't quite know what to say, so he went, nice cummerbund. And Kevin went, yeah, cummerbund. And I said, see?
Yes.
See?
Awful.
But what the point of that story is, I meet quilters and sewers all the time at events.
Yeah.
And they come up to me and they say really daft things like that, but I know what they actually want to say.
Yes, of course.
I've had people say, I saw you, but I lost the ability to speak. Because they want to tell you that you're part of their journey.
Of course we are,
and
absolutely.
that, you helped them make a quilt that they then gave to their mum, and
yes.
and it's about the sharing. I think that's what keeps me going. It's that sharing. So if somebody comes up to me and goes, yeah, cummerbund,
you smell
I'm gonna
nice.
know exactly what
I'm going to do that.
I smell nice.
The next time I see you, I'm going to say that. Oh, Sarah, you smell nice.
And I'll go, cummerbund.
Oh, I think that would be hilarious. Oh dear. Right, listen, we have to wrap this up. So tell everybody where they can find you on social media and stuff.
They can find me if you just Google Sarah Payne Quilter. It has to have the quilter on it, because obviously Sarah Payne.
Yeah.
Just want to say very quickly, also in that section, I now do a block of the month.
Oh, right. Is it
as well as a quarterly one.
Yeah.
So there's a block of the month in there, which you can sign up for. Month 2 is about to go out.
Right.
Can you just show my hands very quickly?
Oh, sorry. Yes, my darling. I certainly will. Just one moment.
So this is a quilt that is based on 6-inch squares.
Right.
And month 1 went out in January, and this is $12.50 a month. So you get your pattern.
Right.
With all of the details, and again, lots of photos.
Fantastic.
But this is pattern only, and one goes out every month.
Okay.
So you'll find that under, I've called it Big Mini, because you can make the big version or the small version.
Right.
And if you sign up in February, the next one goes out on Monday.
Yep.
But if you sign up now for February for the subscription, I'll send you January for free as well.
Oh, fantastic.
So you'll save yourself $12.50.
Oh, that's amazing. Again,
these are, hang on, I've got some of the bits, block of the month.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Bits and pieces. So it's kind of, you can make as many or as few of them as you like. So there's all sorts of bits and pieces in here.
Oh, that's lovely.
And we're doing quilts as you go.
Yeah, super.
So I've made these with William Morris. But, the requirements to make the big one just means that you make, each month you'll get patterned for 3 different blocks.
Oh, amazing.
So this is the one that's going out next week.
Yeah.
You'll get a pattern for each of these 3, and then you can make it 3 times.
Okay.
Or 4 times to make the really big quilt.
Right.
Which, if you do it over 12 months, it's 65 inches by 78.
Yep.
So that's a big one. Or you make 1 of each. and then you've got a nice lap quilt.
It's fantastic. It really looks beautiful. There's so many. Well, I suppose you can just, like you say, you can make as many or as little as you want to. Maybe it's something
and
you can do
also,
one a week.
what I do as well is each block, if it's got a history, I talk about where the name comes from.
Yeah.
You know, I like to do a little bit of history where you first, who first named it, or when was the first pattern produced? Because I'm very interested in the history of patchwork and quilts. And like every month, so the first one we did squares and stripes, now basic applique shapes I'm working on at the moment, and then triangles. Then we'll do month 5, we'll be making up into 4 patches with sashing. So basically it's a slightly different version. I don't know if you can see behind me.
Oh, hold on.
The quilt behind me
Let me
Dear Jane.
Let me get you in view, my love. Let me get you in view. There we are.
See that?
Yep.
Actually, if I move that back a little bit, you'll probably see more of it.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
That's a Dear Jane, but I can't do Dear Jane's block of month because otherwise they sue you.
Well, of course.
So those use 5-inch squares. I'm doing a 6-inch square version with traditional blocks.
Yeah.
And then we'll do quilt as you go and put it all together. And eventually,
That's
after
amazing.
a year, we'll have something that looks like that.
I shall find the link after we've finished speaking and put that onto the comments.
Again, you can sign up for the whole year of that. That's £120 for the whole year.
Yeah.
Again, saving you money.
Yeah.
And or you can pay monthly. So I do a monthly subscription, which is just the pattern.
Yeah.
And then the quarterly one where the money comes out monthly, but you get a whole kit.
The whole kit. That's. I think I would be very tempted to do that because I don't have to think about it because you've done all the colours for me. So I think that would be a good one to go for. I'll get that link up. I'll find it. I couldn't find it just now, but I'll find it afterwards and I'll put it in the comments so people can see that quite quickly. But I've put the link to your website in the comments, so that's in there. We're also streaming live on YouTube, and I've put the website link on YouTube as well, so people can find you from there. So we've got the website, and we've got, of course, you're on Facebook.
Yes, so if you put into Facebook Sarah Payne Quilter or Instagram, I don't do much on Twitter, but I do quite a bit on Facebook is my home, really.
Yes. I think
I love Facebook because we can have a conversation. Yeah. Whereas Instagram is lovely for looking at pretty pictures.
Yes. Slightly different.
But for me, Facebook.
More social, I think. I know people will say differently.
And the thing is, I do a Facebook Live. I'm going back to doing one every Friday now at 6 o'clock.
Oh, that's good.
So if you want to, you can join me at 6 o'clock on Friday. Yeah. Because I'm not expecting to do as much TV going forward as I was. So that's freeing me up.
Times are changing, like I said, and like I'll say again, we don't know what the future holds. We have no idea, and and really, like I said, it's actually joining you, and like Kim Suleiman last week, joining Gail, because we had Gail from I can never remember Endless Thread Designs. I can never remember that. So it's just the joining up of the dots, I suppose. So if you follow me, go and follow Sarah, go and follow Gail, go and follow Kim, because between us all, and there's hundreds of us out there, we will keep you informed and up to date on, like Sarah says, her new product fabric range that's coming out later in the year, because we don't know what's going to happen and how you're going to demonstrate it.
I was going to ease off anyway this year from that side, from the TV side of things, because I've got a book tour coming up.
Yes.
My new book comes out in May.
Right.
And I'm going off on a book tour around the UK in my camper van Myrtle.
Oh, very
once
nice.
I can stop the roof leaking. But she's an old lady, you know?
It's convertible. Sleep under the stars.
Yeah, she doesn't like to start early in the morning, and she leaks a bit, but who doesn't?
Right.
So
speak for yourself, Sarah. I'm saying nothing. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. You have always been a great pal to have around, and somebody I always look forward to when we used to meet each other in the green room and shout across the studio if we could, and all the rest of it, and go and have a nosy at each other's products. So it's a funny old world we were in, or at least me, I can say that. But so thank you very much, Sarah, for a lovely hour and a quarter. And
thank you for joining me. It's been lovely.
Yeah. So like I say, don't forget
for inviting me.
Yeah. Well, no, absolute pleasure. And it's however we can help each other, isn't it, through these strange times. Abigail says, that's my daughter. Abigail says, what a joy this has been. I've had it on while doing my housework. Okay, well, I would have sat and watched it myself while she was dusting around the laptop.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Don't look at the fabric.
Hoovering so she couldn't hear us, Sarah. Hold on a minute. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll have to do it again. But please don't forget to go to Sarah's website. I've put the link in the comments, and look up all of those fantastic subscription services that Sarah does with her beautiful quilts. And please go and subscribe and make it all worthwhile for all our small businesses. It's really important. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to keep you on the Zoom chat just for 5 minutes, Sarah, but we're going to say goodbye to everybody now, and I hope they have a lovely rest of their day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.